Building chords is a lot like building scales in the sense that they both have formulas. So first I'm going to go through triads. Triads is just a simple fancy term for, just simple C chord, D minor chord, F sharp minor chord, different chords like that, just regular major and minor. And what we do is, if I were to take the C major scale, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what we do is we take the first note, the third note, and the fifth note as kind of our, we're going to basically skip a note in order to find the notes in the chord. So our first note is going to be C. Second note of the C major chord is going to be E. Next is going to be G. So C, E, G are our three chords, are three notes in C. So if I take an open C chord, this is my C note. Next we have an open D, and then an E note. Next we have a G note. So far so good. We only have those three notes. Next we have a C note. Next we have an E note. So this is the only three notes that we're playing on our C major chord. Alright, to build a minor triad now, all we do is we flat the third. So to build a C minor chord, all we do is just change one note. So instead of C, E, G, it'd be C, E flat, G. So if we take a look at our bar chord, here's my C major bar chord. I only lift up my second finger to make that a C minor. That's because what we're doing is we're changing an E note to an E flat note. So that's how we get major and minor chords. 1, 3, 5 and 1 flat 3, 5. So now if we do the same thing in the key of D, we take our whole, half, whole, half scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then back to 1. We will find, skip a note, 1, 3, 5, D, F sharp, A. Let's take a look at our open D chord and see if those are the only three notes that we find. Here's a D. This is an A on my third string, second fret. D is going to be on the second string, third fret. And then F sharp is going to be on my first string, second fret. So now if we were to turn that into a minor now, 1 flat 3, 5, instead of F sharp, it would be F. If we take a look at D and D minor, the only two notes that change are going to be F sharp to F. Notice how it's not in the perfect order that our C chord was. As long as it starts out on the root note, D, and it has the 3 and the 5 in there somewhere, you're good to go. So how we find chords that go together are going to be using our same formula, 1, 3, 5, but starting from different notes of our scale. So for example, to find what chord is going to be next, if I start from D in C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. We start from D, 1, 3, skip a note, 5. So that's going to bring us a D minor. Now what's really nice is that each chord basically has a formula. So the first one is always going to be major. The second one is always going to be minor. The third one is always going to be minor. The fourth one is always going to be major. Fifth one, major. Sixth one, minor. Seventh one is always going to be diminished. And then our seventh one, or our eighth one, is going to be back to 1, C, major again. So that's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, back to 1.